Testing, testing. Okay, I got my mic. I got my camera. Let me close some of these tabs on my browser. Okay. If you can hear me, put something in the chat. I saw a sign of life. Okay. Hey. Hey, Arnie. Hey, David. Okay, great. I made sure to use my good camera this time and my microphone. Cool. Let's see. Oops. How's everybody doing on this Saturday night? I don't know how much of a delay we're going to have in the chat. I know there's like a little bit of a delay last time. Okay, that's not too bad. Y'all are early, so I'm going to wait a minute or two before we get into it. Okay. Hi, Doctober. It feels weird having like set plans like this on a Saturday night because it just felt like all day was me waiting for this. Arnie, you're hot. Okay, this is crazy. So we haven't had rain in like weeks and weeks and weeks. And I have a rain stick that I made in junior high in art class. You know, like you turn it and it makes a rain sound. And ever since I made it, it has worked. To the point where I would like stick it in the corner of my closet because I was scared because it worked too well. Well, 2 days ago, I was like, let me use this rain stick because we need rain because I'm tired of watering my yard. And then I went to sleep. And you know what woke me up? Thunder. And now it's been raining ever since. Hi, Matt. Matt, the famous Matt from Tia Matt's Garden is here. Hi, Alex. Alex says, just watched More Jolly past week. Bird of the Crystal Plumage. Strange Vice, Mrs. Warden, All the Colors of the Dark. Uh-oh. Which did you like better? Strange Vice or All the Colors? David brought beans and bologna for everyone. Brian, did you get rain? Have you been getting rain in Mississippi? We have been so dry, but not anymore. But now it's so humid. Alex says, Strange Vice tops. Jordan, I didn't know you were from Australia. Did I know that? Well, that's awesome. Good morning. You're in the future. Thank you guys for coming. Hey, Mayor. I did see that. Torso is coming out on 4K, which I don't have a 4K player, so I'm not going to have FOMO. And I do have Torso on Blu-ray. Oh my gosh, the chat is just popping off, but I'm going to keep up this time. David watched Corruption of Chris Miller and Scalpel. Yes, they were both good. Those are some good suggestions. No rain in Mississippi. I'm sorry, Brian. Okay. So this isn't gonna this stream isn't going to have as much of a goal as the last one, but I guess it still does, in that I'm going to be kind of going over the suggestions I have watched so far. And the ones I've highlighted are the ones I've watched. So there are a few down here that I didn't get to. And I have 2 pages. So this is like half of them right here. Sorry for it getting so washed out. But I did finish the Clansman today, which Brian already knows. Okay, where are we at? James says, I went to the theater for the first time in years to see In a Violent Nature. You adored it, but it isn't for everyone. I wonder what that means. Like, to me. Like, I wonder if I haven't even watched a trailer or anything for that movie. But I heard somebody say that it has a really nice kill in it. Can you guys hear me okay? Do I need to turn up or get closer to my mic, or is that good? Alex, I have seen The Possessed from 1965. A nice cold weather Jalo. Hi, Ashley. Yes, I've been getting a lot of good recommendations, and it started out really well. Okay. Let's see. Fried abs. It's 3 a.m. for you? Are you in Europe? I need to remember where everybody is from. You did not like Spasmo, or was it just did it just shake your whole foundation? Because Spasmo kind of makes me sad, but I love it. Hey, Kevin. Thank you. David, did you need a shower after Female Vampire? Apparently, I didn't even watch the softcore version of it. I watched the horror version of it, but there's still a full vagina on the screen. Did I need a shower? Kind of. That was leering camera I've never seen before. But again, apparently there's intention and purpose and meaning behind it. Okay. Also, while we're getting out of this, at the bottom of the list, but regarding Female Vampire, there aren't a lot of other reviews of it on YouTube, or at least search isn't showing them to me. But I did watch a review from this channel called Bad Movie Night, and it was hilarious. They did a good review, although they don't get it. But if you want to watch a funny review of Female Vampire, that's a great one. That's Bad Movie Night. The mayor is giving me a recommendation based off of the Clansman. I should really make watching movies my full-time job. Imagine watching movies for 8 hours a day instead of sitting in an office for 8 hours a day. Okay. Hello, John. David, yeah, the payoff is at the end of Spasmo. But while you're waiting for the end, you get to see a lot of beautiful views. Hi, Deadbringer. Thank you for coming. We haven't even gotten started yet, really. I'm just rambling. Perversion Story from Fulci comes from the same source as Hitchcock's Vertigo. What's some other movie that people are saying is some other movie I just watched? Oh, it was Obsession. People were saying that's just like Vertigo, but I haven't seen that. See, I don't watch the foundational movies. I watch the results of that inspiration. Matt, I am watching movies in my office, but it's sometimes it takes me a couple of days to watch a full movie because I have to keep stopping it to do work. Okay, so I have the list that we'll go over. So, and this is what I'm going over is the list of recommendations that I collected in my live stream from last month. I collected approximately 45 movie titles, and there's no way I could watch them all in the month of June, but I got almost half of them watched. I'll try to up my game for next month. But as you can see, I was able to review a lot of them, like dedicated videos and also a few shorts. And the reason I could do that is because that was a work from home week. So I had a lot more like freedom and flexibility. So the people who I watched their movies first, they like got to really hear my thoughts. And then after that, I just had to like get back to it. Sadly. So you guys kind of already know what I think of the first few, like Eating Raoul, which David recommended, which is a dark comedy for John Waters fans, because it's sort of John Waters-esque. Not that I've seen too many of his stuff, but I love me some Serial Mom. And Eating Raoul was a very kind of grimy, but funny and interesting movie. I'm just thinking about how cramped that apartment was. Sorry. Let me see what I missed in the chat. Okay, we're good. Alessandro recommended Terrified, which is a Argentinian paranormal movie, which I thought was really cool, even though it was sort of convoluted. I think the scares were worth it. Posey recommended Scalpel, which was really cool. Set in Georgia, a horror crime drama, which, yeah, that was good. That was watchable. I'd probably go back to it. You guys are being quiet. It makes me worry that I'm off air. Ursula is up in here. They recommended Corruption of Chris Miller, which was awesome. It felt just like a real Giallo, and I loved it because it kind of went from being one of those soap opera gaslighting Jolly to becoming more of a traditional like murder mystery Giallo. So I like that it delivered both. Remember to I was like, remember to like what? Thanks, David. Hi, Adam Trash. James says Eating Raoul is cute. That it is cute. Yeah. Thanks, Kevin. Oh, thanks, Ashley. Ursula, yeah. Corruption of Chris Miller was really cool. Gordonite. Yeah, it's the second way you spelt scalpel. It was cool. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm not very articulate tonight. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's been raining today. I'm just like, ugh. And I also had to work super, super hard Thursday and Friday and talk to like hundreds and hundreds of people. And I'm an introvert, which is why I'm home on a Saturday night, you see. Am I like shaking my papers on the mic? Is that bothering you guys? Okay, gotta be still. What's next? Sydney. Oh my gosh, this feels like forever ago. Sydney recommended I watch Fair Game, which is an Italian movie. Fair Game is a very popular name for movies, but the alternate title is Mamba. And this was a really like fun, easy story, which I did a short, but it's about a guy who traps his ex-girlfriend in her apartment with a black mamba snake that he like injected. What was it? He injected it with something to make it like 300 times more aggressive. I mean, it is just what it sounds like. It's a great fun time. Hi, Brian's Horner Corner. Hi, Brian's Horror Corner. David says, if you could live in a movie, what movie would that be? Most of the time I think about what games I would live in. And really, I just think I would live in Skyrim because I kind of do live in Skyrim in my head most of the time. Now, as for a movie, it's funny because I feel like I do live in a movie. I feel like I live in Gummo. Oh, okay. But like, what movie would I live in? Something where like they're very wealthy. I don't know. Let me think about that. Because all the movies I can think of, people also get murdered. So I don't know. Shake the papers more, says Matt. Fried Abs says that scalpel sounds like eyes without a face. And it's also kind of like Faceless, which is also apparently inspired by Eyes Without a Face. And I haven't seen Eyes Without a Face. And I know I should. Okay, yes, moving on. Helene had recommended Rabid Dogs, which David just mentioned, and it was really good. Someone commented, and they're like, I hope you didn't watch the Lamberto Bava cut. And I don't know. I don't know if I did, and I don't know why I shouldn't. But I thought it was really fun. It was a very like uncomfortable watch, but very, I don't know if visceral is the right word, but it was just a visceral movie filled with so much tension. It was very cool. I'm enjoying the action. Okay. Forbidden photos. Why did Brian say forbidden photo? Oh, what movie would I live in? I don't know. Their house isn't that great. But yeah, that's the vibe. That's the vibe. Like leisurely, wealthy, beautiful. Ursula would live in strange vice world without the vice and without the killer. Gordon Knight thinks he's trapped in Slacker from the 90s. Why did I feel the need to say 1990s? The 90s. Take a shot of Rebel Yell every time I shake my papers. I do move around a lot. Adam Trash. Adam, you don't get to request a movie every month. What would happen if everyone did that? A Man Called Blade, 1977, aka Manaha. I'm at work on break. Well, we watch. Aw, bye. Have a good day at work. Dungeon of Deadly Delights. Hi. Just found you the other day. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I do kind of I guess I take the approach of, yeah, it is kind of like a reaction. So I'm not a critic. I'm an explorer who still has yet to see a lot of important things. So I just kind of talk about my journey. But I have seen Valerie in her Week of Wonders. That was one of the first like Euro. Oh my God. Y'all, my cat is chasing a bunny outside my window right now. Sorry. They're always distracting me. Valerie in her Week of Wonders is like one of the first Euro cult movies that I ever saw, because I saw an Instagram picture of her at the stake, like tied to the stake, and I was like, what is this movie? So I had to seek it out. And I love it. I own it now. I've done like a ton of Valerie inspired photo shoots too, because there's just so much like visual beauty in that movie. I should do a review of that. Yeah, I should. Anyway, James says, after Eyes Without a Face, you should see The Skin I Live In. Ooh, this is all a vibe. Like skin surgery faces. Ooh, that's cool. Ursula wants to live in the apartment of autopsy. I don't remember it off the top of my head. I do remember Mimsy Farmer's outfits, though. I would like to live in those outfits. Let me mute this while I drink. Doctober's getting ready to watch Godzilla versus Hedorah. Is that how you say it? Sweet and Spooky talked about it. Yeah, she's on a Godzilla journey. And I've only seen the Matthew Broderick. Is that a Godzilla? Was that a Godzilla movie? I don't know. Chilling with Dagmar. That would be so cool. I wish that, side note, I wish these actors would. We need like a Euro cult con. These actors are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, and we need a reunion. And people like us need to meet them. I get so fascinated because we're at this like time period where you don't know if these people are dead or alive, and if they're alive they could be like 95. Like I was looking up Jack Taylor the other day because he was in Female Vampire and he's still alive, and I think he's in his 90s, or like I don't know, I just think that's so magical. I'm like, I could just meet you right now. okay, sorry. Oh, David, you liked my Italy shorts? Thank you. I uploaded all of them. That was it. I mean, I have more Instagram stories that I saved on my Instagram, but that was all that I had on my camera reel. But it was a wild ride. You know, it's really scary going to another country where you can't speak the language, you don't understand the culture. It's really scary. So it was a big old shock. Katie is Dora the Explorer in Italian horror. Okay. Vegan metalhead. Oh, cool. Are you eating dinner? Eating dim sum. I've never tried to say that. Is it dim sum? That sounds better. Mayor, the cat that was chasing the rabbit is actually our garage cat. And she's all gray. She doesn't really get shown that much, but she sleeps in our garage every night. And she was the one out there chasing that poor little bunny. I don't know if it was a bunny or a giant like field mouse, but it was probably like that big. Oh, there they go again. I wish I could turn the camera in time. My wife is strangling the gardener out my window, just a usual Saturday. That sounds very eating Raoul or Serial Mom. Matt says we don't talk about the Broderick Godzilla. Well, that's all I've seen. But I did watch it with my granddaddy. We had a movie night, and I was glad because it was appropriate to watch with family. Unlike most movies that I watch. Jalo Khan. Yes, Jalo Khan is what we need. Whoa, I need to get back to my list, but you guys are just... I guess I don't need to plan a theme for a stream. We can just hang out and the stream like creates itself, right? But so let me just skip ahead to the ones I haven't spoken about here on the channel. Kevin requested Black Sunday. I know a lot of people have requested Black Sunday. This is the first time I actually like listened. And I really liked it. It was great. oh my gosh, I recognize John Richardson instantly, and I don't know how because he looks so different. But I forgot that he was in this movie, and he was so precious. And it was just like a really well balanced but interesting enough gothic horror. And maybe it's good that I waited until the point that I did talk about this on the channel already, but maybe it's good that I waited to the point where I was, because just like Giallo movies, you have to keep watching gothic horror before you start to really like it. Isn't that funny? Like, you have to keep watching these things before you get good at watching them. But it's just a matter of like keeping watching them even if you don't know why you're doing it. So I think I'm at a pretty good point in my gothic horror journey that I could really jive with Black Sunday. But I didn't talk about Throne of Blood. Matt, have you seen Throne of Blood from like 1959? I forgot who directs it. I'll let you guys answer that while I read these comments. Oh, David has a good question. Which of the movies you just watched needs a remake? I don't know. I kind of like the old movies better. Let me see if I can remember to come back to that question. The Matthew Broderick Godzilla with the soundtrack of Puff Daddy rapping over his Zeppelin. I don't remember that. Dead Ringer. I thought it was funny how Anita Strindberg just disappeared. I was reading sorry, did I slur my words? I'm not drinking. I'm drinking water right now. Anyway, Anita Strindberg. He says it's funny that Anita Strindberg just disappeared. Her last film being Murder Obsession. In like, what year was that? 82 or something? What I read on IMDb, and I don't know where this info came from, I read that she just married a really wealthy real estate guy in LA, and she just lives in LA now. But also, like, when people retire from acting and just disappear, it drives me crazy. I'm like, where are you? Where are you? Why did you stop? Like Carla Brait, who played Mizar Harrington in Case of the Bloody Iris. Where did you go? There's so many like specific actors that I could just go crazy over. I feel like, but I don't know, I wasn't there, but I feel like if I was acting in 70s or 80s B movies, I guess you could retire if you made enough money, but I feel like I'd never want to stop. Barbara Boucher is 80. I do follow her on Instagram. She's still very active. Oh, David says every time you visit a foreign country, it gets easier. Good. I didn't realize it would be so scary for me. I mean, we did great. I was fully functional, but it was still stressful, you know? Brian says the Crimson Executioner says we will all be punished for our lechery. The vegan metalhead? You don't enjoy movies? Well, are you here because you're a metalhead? I'm sorry, I don't talk about metal very much. I keep wanting to do a video where I rank all of the Immolation albums from best to worst, in my opinion. But I have to, like, there are so many albums that I hadn't listened to and like really deep dove into that I feel like I'm still having to go through their discography. Okay. Italian horror is not an ideal family movie night. Okay, Kurosawa directed Throne of Blood. Yes, let's get back on track. That was an experience. Like, I don't think I've ever watched a Japanese film that's that old. I haven't watched too many Japanese films at all. Now, I used to be an anime girly big time, and like I mostly play Japanese video games, and like I've seen some Japanese horror and stuff, but never something like this. So it's hard for me to like gauge it, but I read that it is very important. But like, I had a nightmare about Shakespeare last night, and it's probably because of that movie. But I thought it was good. I thought it was really fun. And then the movie I watched after Throne of Blood made me wish that I was still watching Throne of Blood. So let me catch up on this. Yeah, Matt, I watched a Japanese movie. You should be proud of me. Long Hair of Death is another good one with Barbara Steele, says Fried Abs. Yeah, I've only seen maybe like 3 Barbara Steele movies so far. The more y'all drink, the funnier I get. Well, I have some wine, but it's still light outside. So right now I'm just on water. Kate. Hi, Kate. Castle of the Living Dead is a fun gothic. I haven't seen that. Oh, Christopher Lee as a count. And Circus Folk. And Donald Sutherland in 3 roles. I should check that out. I haven't seen Christopher Lee since I watched Jess Franco's Eugenie. Disconnected. Hi, Disconnected. You want to have me on your show? Okay. You can email me at katieofthenight@gmail.com. And that's KATIE of the night. Oh my gosh. David says I should do a movie review of a movie that does not exist. That would be funny. It should be a rant. John says Immolation is my favorite death metal band of all time. I love that. I might say the same thing, actually. Who else do I like? Oh. I guess I would probably say Immolation, especially in recent years. That's pretty much my go-to. That's pretty much all that I listen to. When I saw them live in 2017, that's when like they really, really clicked with me. I don't know. Some bands you just gotta see them live, and then it's like, oh, like I get it now. So I love them. I'm usually like wearing an Immolation shirt, but that was earlier today. I changed. Throne of Blood, yes. Brian, you're giving away the ending. But yes, that's the Throne of Blood I'm referring to. Matt says there's plenty of old and super weird Japanese horror films. If I want you to send me down a rabbit hole, again, this needs to be my job. Eric says Throne of Blood is based upon Macbeth, and it's funny. I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, this seems kind of like a play. But I don't remember the story of Macbeth. Maybe that's why I made a C in my Shakespeare class. But man, so I had a dream last night that I was in Michelle. Thank you. What the heck? I'm gonna have to leave this room. Aw, thanks, Michelle. She says, always enjoy your content. Thanks for brightening up my evening. Aw, yay. I'm glad I could brighten you up because I feel like I'm just a rambling mess. Okay, I was gonna say that I had a dream last night that I was in a Shakespeare play. We were doing a Midsummer Night's Dream. I don't even know that story either, but in my dream, I was in that play and I had a lead role and I was so ready because this was like a really important thing we were doing. And then we were about to go on and I realized that I didn't know any of my lines. And I had like monologues and stuff. So you could say I had a Shakespearean nightmare last night. Thanks, Disconnected. Hi, James from Florida. We got a Florida man in here. Thank you. I'm glad you found the channel too. I'm in Alabama, so we're kind of neighbors. The Love Show. Glad you did the Love Show. Hi, AVA Pop Culture. You reminded me. Okay, I do want to take some time during this stream. I know a lot of y'all are creators or artists or writers or YouTubers or whatever, or if you want to like shout out your letterboxd or your blog or whatever, like sometimes I don't realize that you guys are creators. So I would love for us to like support each other. So if you want to like at yourself, shout out yourself, we should do that here in this chat. Ursula, I have not seen In the Folds of the Flesh yet. Kevin wants to know if I need recommendations for Japanese movies. Maybe I should do like a Japanese month or something. I do have Evil Dead Trap physically that I haven't watched yet. But right now I'm just working on this list that we made last time. Oh, the live show. Glad you did the live. Got it. Okay. So where were we? Oh, Steve. Steve recommended Belle from Hell. I didn't write down the years, but I watched this movie called Belle from Hell. And it reminded me, I'm starting to notice this like trend in certain movies that I don't like. They all have a similar feel. Like Don't Open Till Christmas, Alice Sweet Alice, and Belle from Hell. They're just kind of like, I just don't like it. And I'm sorry, because I do really like Steve. But Belle from Hell made me wish I was back watching Throne of Blood. James says, what kind of horror movies do you guys love? Slasher, satanic, zombie, giallo? And James says he has tons of horror movies. Oh, yeah. I have something else I wanted to talk about. I'm getting so scattered. We'll come back to it. Okay. So I'm almost done with this list. Gary recommended, why am I getting all washed out? Gary recommended to me Female Vampire, which I watched and reviewed. And thank goodness for you Franco scholars, because you come in and make everything make sense. But that was something. And he also recommended Lorna the Exorcist, which it was kind of hard to get my hands on, but I finally got it. And I watched 10 minutes of it today. And you know what that whole 10 minutes was? I don't know if I can say it. How do I say it? It had to do with a lot of licking. It was 10 minutes of licking. Okay. You guys are taking me to some dark places. Okay. Kyle. That wasn't Kyle. Gary recommended Lorna the Exorcist and Last House on the Beach. Kyle recommended Female Vampire and Scream of the Demon Lover. Now, I did not finish Last House on the Beach because Gary broke a rule that I don't want no rape movies. And anyway, sorry, Gary, I know you requested a lot, and that's the one I took. Kyle recommended Scream of the Demon Lover, which was a really fine gothic movie. It was like it was gothic, but didn't necessarily have the supernatural elements that one would expect from a gothic horror, but it also had the girl from The Doll of Satan in it, and she was a very cool character in that movie. Let me check up on... Hi, Nicholas Vincent! All right, let me go back. Sorry. Oh, yeah, Matt, you remind me I have seen Tetsuo the Iron Man. I mean, what other Japanese movies do you need to see? Michelle says, have you seen The Girl in Room 2A from 1974? Yes, I've seen it once, and I really liked it, but I do want to watch it again. I thought that one was great. David says, you should visit Japan. I really used to be obsessed with Japan. I would spend a lot of time like reading about Japanese culture and stuff online in the 2000s. James does say the mask in Alice Sweet Alice is awesome. The semi-transparent mask. Ursula says, I have a curse with Japanese movies because I start them and never finish them. Ringu, Perfect Blue, and Dead Trap. Evil Dead Trap. What am I saying? The only ones he has finished is Parasite and Dream Home. I have been assigned Perfect Blue, so I finally have to watch that. Thanks, AVA Pop Culture. I know AVA Pop Culture has a YouTube channel. Kate says Japanese delinquent schoolgirls from the 70s are fun. That sounds great. Oh my gosh, I'm behind. Michelle! And you're in Toronto? Did you know I love Toronto? Did you know I've been there? Did you know I love Degrassi? Thanks, Michelle. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me go back. James is asking for more clarification on the licking I mentioned in Lorna the Exorcist. No, it's even worse than licking ice cream. It's who's seen Lorna? Ursula says, wait till you see Sex of the Witch, which I own, but I haven't seen it yet. Japanese horror movies are great, and Korean horror movies. I think I've seen a Korean horror movie, maybe. Hi, Crochet No Way. I know I've taken recommendations from you in the past. Brian says, Franco made Cinema Gold, Total Crap, and everything in between. And when I get a recommendation, I don't know if I'm getting gold or crap. And I think sometimes it's all in the eye of the beholder. Hi, Helene. It's okay. We did talk about rabid dogs a little bit. Everyone only has good things to say. And sorry, I'm a little bit behind in this chat. Ursula says I need to see the movie P2. Never heard of it. Oh, okay. Dead Ringer says, it's funny you watched Belle de Jour and said you've never seen Catherine Deneuve because I would have recommended Repulsion, but it has a rape scene in it. It's like, I'm still trying to figure out what I'll put up with, but when like the whole theme of the movie is like it is a rape movie, like Last House on the Beach, I'm like, what is the purpose of this and why would I watch that? But if it's like, don't know if it's worked in a little bit, or like, I don't know, man. And no, I don't think it's the same as killing someone in a movie. Okay. Oh, Matt, and you're going to be glad that I'm watching Perfect Blue soon. Oh, everyone's talking good about Perfect Blue. Nicholas asks, are you Canadian too? I don't know if you're asking me that, but I'm not Canadian, but I wish I was. I have like a Canadian flag patch over there, and my credit card, you know how you can pick the picture on it? Mine is a Canadian flag. And yeah, I visited Toronto in 2018, and it was like a magical wonderland. And now I say a boat. Because I watched so much Degrassi that I adopted a Canadian accent. Michelle's going off, says the Gordonite. Michelle is going off. David says, have you seen Sergio Martino's Your Vice is Locked Room and Only Have the Key? Yes. I saw it one time. And I'm going to watch it again. I didn't like it, but I'm going to watch it again because I think what I'm going to do is like another movie comparison. I'm going to compare Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only Have the Key. I like to say that as fast as possible. And Strip Nude for Your Killer. And do those side by side. Because someone recommended those two because Edwige has short hair in both. You know, very deep, meaningful, insightful reasons for choosing those two. Kevin's coming in with some Japanese recommendations. And Brian says that Lorna was too grungy and scuzzy for you. What am I getting myself into? Well, no wonder I couldn't find that streaming. What kind of territory am I getting into? James says, if you haven't seen Rabbit with Marilyn Chambers, that's actually on my list. This like list that I built last month. Who requested it? Oh, hold on, page 2. Is that the God, why can't I think of anything? Cronenberg. Is that a Cronenberg movie? Yeah, I'm going to be watching that very soon. Aw. Thanks, Michelle. I don't care about sports, so it's okay. Oh, yay, Canada. See? I knew I was right about Canada. Thank you so much. I'm very humbled. Korean movies. What Korean movie have I seen? I know I've seen at least one. Hi, Mary. I am live, and I don't advertise it on my Instagram. I only advertise it here on YouTube because this is for the subscribers only. So I'm glad you could stop by. Okay, James says Repulsion is not a rape movie. Like rape, you know, he gets it. So I can deal. Oh, Ursula says, I'm surprised almost no one in Hollywood did a remake of Ajalo. The only one that was planned was Solange, but it was scrapped. I feel like today people just aren't going to put the same stuff in movies that they did in the 70s. They're just not. Like when I saw Exorcist Believer, which I haven't really seen anything in between the original Exorcist and then Exorcist Believer, but I was like, I know those little girls aren't going to be saying and doing what Linda Blair was in the 70s, because people just like, you just can't do that anymore. So how would they do Solange? You know, would they do that? Would they do the stuff like the knife, you know, I just said knives. Anyway, I'm just staring at you for way too long, waiting for you to reply. Okay. Let me talk more about this list really quick. I watched Fried Abs. If you're still here, I watched Obsession, the De Palma movie. I had no idea what this was going to be. I didn't know if it, like what the genre was or anything. It reminded me. It didn't remind me. I feel like it would pair well with Scalpel from 1977, which I just watched also, because it's like Southern kind of rich people drama. Obsession was really weird, but it was watchable. Like, I was intrigued. It was really well made. It had sort of this fairy tale vibe to it, where everything seemed sort of dreamlike. And yeah, it was kind of a downer. Like, it was a little bit sad sometimes, but I thought it was a good watch. And the twist was fun, but then you're like, ugh. That's all I'll say. Oh, and I watched Brian's recommendations, Bloody Pit of Horror, which is on YouTube, and it's awesome, and it's so much fun, and it has Mickey Hargitay and Femi Benusi in it, and it's like torture porn before torture porn was a thing. And it's great. It was so cool. And then also today I watched The Clansman. Have you guys seen that? It has O.J. Simpson in it, killing people. Oh, sorry, spoiler. It's not a big spoiler. It's just stuff that happens. That's not the ending or anything. And that's where I'm at. Let me mute this while I drink. Okay. Bye, Dead Ringer. You're probably way gone already because I'm slow. Ursula says, sad you missed the watch party of Daughters and Your Vice. Me too. I want to rewatch Daughters. Fried Ab says, how do you guys do rewatches? I have 280 films on my watch list. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because you feel like you're wasting time if you do a rewatch. The Gordon Knight says, I remember liking Strip Nude for Your Killer. That's the one where the killer wears a motorcycle helmet, right? Yes, that is correct. But also in What Have They Done to Your Daughters? The killer wears a motorcycle helmet as well. David says, you're so kind, Michelle. Americans are cheap. Cheap so-and-sos. James asked if I've seen Vampire Circus, and I have. And I don't really remember it that good. But I thought it was okay. Sorry. Brian tends to prefer pre-cell phone movies. I know. Technology is kind of ruining the way we tell stories. David says, you need to make some more movies. I wanted to make a movie this summer, but I haven't sat down and like planned something out. I guess I thought there would be plenty of time, but we're already halfway through the summer. But hopefully I can soon. Katie, a question. What Jolly movies do you think would work well today? And Jolly that would not work well for today? That's a big question. I kind of want to save that question for later. Let me see. I'm taking a picture of the question on my phone. Okay. How many times do I say, okay, take a shot every time I go, okay? I've noticed that I'd be saying that in my videos lately. I'll be like, okay. I got that from Trailer Trash Tammy. Does anybody like her? She's a comedian. She's always like, okay. The 7 Blu-ray of Bloody Pit. What is the full title? Bloody Pit of Horror. Okay. I was like, Bloody Pit from Hell? The 7 Blu-ray of Bloody Pit of Horror looks amazing. I might get that. Might need to. Oh, I was going to talk about this. Like, I know Mickey Hargitay is a bodybuilder, but it's just like, it really, seeing his body in that movie, like, he looks good, but he's not like a bodybuilder today. And it got me thinking about like steroids and diet and stuff. Like, did they have protein shakes back then? Like, I don't know. I don't want to say he looks normal, but he looks just like a dude who goes to the gym. Like, he doesn't look like a bodybuilder. Anyway, sorry, that's a very specific tangent. Hail Eldritch Serpent God Dionin, Lair of the White Worm, Steel Box is a serious treasure. Ooh, I know. It's so pretty. I'll watch it soon. David says, would you watch a silent film? Maybe? Are you trying to get me to watch one? Oh, yeah. Fried Abs pointed out that they remade Suspiria, and I have not watched that. I don't know if I want to. It's so gray looking. Why would I watch a gray movie? Well, I mean, compared to Suspiria, the original Suspiria, which is so colorful. Please review the remake of Suspiria so we don't have to. I just don't know if I could handle it. You know, it's one thing to review a cheap exploitation film, but when it gets into territory where it's more modern and more complex, like, I do struggle because people want you to like say intelligent things and not just be surface level. And I'm already kind of struggling with that with Franco, because I'm looking at it a lot of times very surface level, and then people are like, oh, but you have to understand. Which, I mean, I could be smart if I wanted to. It just takes a lot more time. Supper time for David. The beans and bologna. Steven says no one should have to watch the Suspiria remake. I just don't know. I guess I will eventually. I don't know. Okay. Oops, I said okay again. So I got a message either today or yesterday from a viewer in Brazil. And he was looking for some movie recommendations. And I thought maybe you guys could help. I don't know if he's here in the chat, but he said he's looking for 70s, 60s, like Euro. I guess it doesn't have to be Euro, but I think that's what he was saying. 70s, 60s erotic horror. He said he likes giallo and he likes dreamlike, very atmospheric stuff akin to David Lynch. And just kind of, he said he doesn't know too much erotic horror, so he wanted to get some recommendations. So I haven't thought about it too much yet to answer from like my own head, but I thought I would open it up to you guys to see if y'all have any recommendations for our friend in Brazil. 70. I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like maybe he would like dial help or something. Like 80s erotic, like nonsensical. I don't know about Franco, but Franco does have some erotic horror. Let's see. Nick says, Eye in the Labyrinth was one of my favorites. I really like Eye in the Labyrinth. I was just thinking about it earlier today. I think I put it in a list in a video of like best giallo movies for summer. I think Eye in the Labyrinth was one of them because it's just very leisurely. I bet they could redo Eye in the Labyrinth, but they'd have to find some way for there to not be cell phones or security cameras. If you want to try Lorna the Exorcist, it's one of Franco's best. Hi, Mike. I started Lorna the Exorcist today because Gary recommended it. So that'll be soon. Ashley says, you are smart. It doesn't matter if you get Franco. Oh, thanks. Being smart just takes energy. For me, anyway. It's like a switch I have to turn on. This Lorna the Exorcist better be good, you guys. I had to reach out to some sources to even get my hands on it. And then I had to watch people lick each other for 10 minutes. Brian recommends Venus and Furs. Brian, I'm pretty sure you're the one that sent me Venus and Furs. And then the mayor has also recommended it, and that is coming soon. It's on this list. Sister of Ursula. Oh, it's a recommendation. Okay. That's what you guys are talking about. Daughters of Darkness. Thanks, James. Okay. That's why I brought pen and paper. Ursula. Nobody wants to watch Reflections in Black. I don't know why people were saying in the Discord that was good. I was watching you guys have that conversation, and I was like, I'm just going to leave them alone. Okay. Reflections in Black. Wait, why am I writing that down? Sister of Ursula. Daughters of Darkness. Yeah, you're right. That would be a good one because even though it's kind of slow, it is atmospheric and weird. Even though that guy, I hate that guy in that movie. Ugh. Lizard in a woman's skin. That's a good one because it's psychedelic. And he wanted that like dreamlike atmosphere. Yeah. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Lorna has to be seen. Okay, Jordan says Jose Larraz, The Coming of Sin. Love Letters of a Portuguese Nun. I feel like I saw people talking about that somewhere, maybe in the comments of a video. Oh, Ashley, curious about Lorna, but don't want to blind buy. I'll keep you informed. Fried Abs watched Female Vampires. Female Vampire a couple of weeks ago. How did you manage to finish that thing? Because it's poetry, Fried Abs. It's a beautiful story of loneliness. No, I don't know how. I guess because Jack Taylor's hot. That's how I finished it. Wait, that sounded weird. That's how I finished the movie. Hi, Posty. I'm losing my voice from talking too much. Hi, Posty. I've been here the whole time. My kitten was napping on my chest and I couldn't get up. Michelle says, you forgot your Tim's coffee. If you know, you know. Aw, thanks, Michelle. I have had Tim Hortons in Toronto. And we walked a half mile to get to. Oh, that's probably nothing for a Torontonian, but walking half a mile is a big deal for an Alabamian. Franco works best, says Brian, when he's working with something that approaches a plot. I mean, the first Franco film I saw was Faceless, and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's that time he made a real movie. Ursula says, Katie, that was an insult to me. I really liked Reflections in Black. It is beautiful to look at and fun. I enjoyed that film in my point of view. Don't make me feel bad, Katie. I'm sorry. You know, I'm just poking fun at you. I do love Dagmar, and I would watch anything that Dagmar's in. Nicholas, you asked me if I have written down Just Before Dawn. And I will show you the answer. This is page 2 of the recommendations. And don't tell anyone, but I did sneak you onto the list because you asked so nicely. But nobody else gets on the list. Mike says, saw your review of Female Vampire. You need to see a B-teat. What's a B-teat? Cut out of that film. Oh, better cut of that film. The one you watched is almost unwatchable. Yeah. That shouldn't have been allowed to be on Prime. And I think I said this at the beginning, but I think I watched I didn't even watch the softcore version. I think that was supposed to be the horror cut or something. And I don't know, Full Moon did their own version. Franco did Fu Manchu films. Oh my gosh, Michelle, I am so sorry. You're right. Kilometers, not miles. What am I talking about? Hey Siri. How many kilometers is half of a mile?
0.5 miles is 0.8 kilometers.
I walked 0.8 kilometers to Tim Hortons.
Okay, I found this on the web for 0.8 kilometers.
Also starring Jack Taylor, The Vampire's Night Orgy, and Dr. Jekyll and the Werewolf. Yeah. I'm about ready to do a video of the 10 hottest men in, and see, I don't know in what the category is. European cult films. 10 hottest men of 70s cult films. I don't know. Valerie and her Week of Wonders cough. George Eastman. Flacer23 says George Eastman. Yeah, he would be on the list too. Do I have it written down here? I can't remember if I wrote it on my computer or on my phone. It's on my computer. I don't remember them off the top of my head. Top. Oh my God. Gordon Knight says top 10 Euro hunks that are older than your dad. Euro hunks. I like it. Yes, top 10 Euro hunks. That'll get so many clicks. Because people are going to be like, what? Okay. Mickey Hargitay. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. It's probably just like Hargitay, and I'm saying Hargitay. Mickey Hargitay doesn't make the list if he has the delirium haircut. No, he does not. Okay, we're almost out of time. I think that's pretty good. I got to talk about pretty much everything. So I've been kind of going ahead and looking at the movies I have next to see like where they're streaming. And like, how come Alucarda is not available anywhere anymore? I waited too long. Okay. I'm looking at this little list I have of extra things to talk about. Oh, this is random, but I've been thinking about Gloria Guida a lot lately. And I guess I've only seen like 2 of her movies. I've seen So Young, So Lovely, So Vicious, and then I've seen The Perfect Crime. Do you guys know who she is? Hold on. Let me show you a picture. She's a little younger than like most of our Italian queens. But she's just like so pretty. She wasn't really in Giallo movies, but she was in other Italian movies. That's not even the best picture. Hold on. Google image search results are just terrible. Anyway, that's her. And I really want to see more of her movies, but like they're just not available. I could watch, like, she's in this movie called Blue Jeans, which is just like the cutest title for a movie. And it's on YouTube, but it's all in Italian with no subtitles. I need more Gloria. And I've also been like looking at Femi Benusi. I don't know if I'm saying that right either, but Femi Benusi's movies. Because she's just super pretty and underrated. And so many of the movies, like, not only can you not find them, but they don't even have any reviews on Letterboxd. It's those like mysterious dark corners that make me go crazy. Which one of the million Delirium movies, says Ursula? Yeah, it is 72. Pulselli's Delirium. What a weird dude. Danny says Jason versus Pumpkinhead needs to be a movie. When did they stop doing those versuses? I really thought they were going to do more like Freddy versus Jason and Alien versus Predator. They need to keep doing that. Like, okay, people love the freaking remakes, reboots, sequels. Well, why not do a fresh take? So, like, you're still bringing in that audience, but do something crazy with another showdown. You know? Like Michael versus Pinhead. I don't know. Michael versus Ghostface would be fun too. Ursula says Alabama and Alabama. I need to leave. Annabella Incontrera is one of the most underrated Jalo actors. I love her in So Sweet, So Dead. Fried Ab says sometimes you don't need subtitles. It's just the vibes. I definitely watched a lot of Top Sensation in Italian with no subs, and then I watched this other movie called like The Wife on Vacation, The Lover in Town. I watched all of that with no subtitles because it has Barbara Boucher and Edwige Fenech in it. But I don't do that too often. I guess I can watch Blue Jeans with no subs. (1982's) The Forest is a great summertime supernatural slasher. That sounds really good. Maybe I do need to start doing themes like summer movies and Japanese movies and skin and surgery related movies. The Grief of Pumpkinhead. Kate is laughing about Euro hunks. Arnie, thank you so much. You have given me my title. I have to make sure they're all like actually. I mean, they can still count as Euro hunks even if they're like born in South America but then began acting in Europe, right? Euro hunks. Oh, Brian says I'll stick with Nashi's werewolf versus the vampire woman. It's a wonder Nashi didn't battle the Boggy Creek monster. I know, especially now that Dogman is getting just as popular as Bigfoot. Dogman being basically people see werewolves now, in case y'all didn't know. Eurohunks are made, not born, says James. Ashley said, I tried watching The Great Kidnapping earlier and it had English subs, but the only subs were the noises like rain or clamoring. I get so annoyed. First of all, that's weird. But also I get so annoyed when that's even included at all. I don't know why. I'm like, I can see it's raining. Okay. I'm going to get ready to bring this to a close, I think. This is a great way to interact with y'all and for us to like all talk together. I really do like that. It feels much more interactive than posting on the community tab or talking in the comments or whatever. I really do like this. It's awesome. So I've had fun. You can hear my voice is starting to go. Again, if you guys are creators, my hair is so. If you guys are creators artists, writers, YouTubers, have a blog, whatever, want to shout out your Instagram, you can do it here, and we can follow each other and support each other if you want to. You also don't have to. Nicholas, your new favorite channel is Katie of the Night. Well, I bet it'll be even more your favorite when I review your movie. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, Kate says, don't watch Gloria Guida and 2B20. Ugh, I hate that because that's the only one of her movies that you can like access. That's annoying. Is it like bad? Is it bad, Grapey? The Phantom, time to enjoy an Alabama Slammer. Ooh. Yeah, my throat's tired. Having themes. Oh, Fried Ab says having themes makes it easier to follow what to watch. It would also be, you know how people will do videos that's like top 5 summer camp movies, or, you know, top 5 rainy horror movies or whatever. I'm like, I can't even do that because I don't even think I've seen 5 summer camp movies, you know? Like, so I can't even say I have a top 5 if I haven't seen that many to begin with. So I wish I could do more of those like top, or like where things are categorized and put together, but like there's just so many movies out there, man. Thank you guys for the warning about To Be 20. I even love the title. Yay! Thanks, Gordonite, for attending 100% of my live streams. It feels kind of weird to do a live stream. Like, I think I have something that's that important to say. But it is really fun. It's kind of it's like, I don't know. What's the word? It's weird to like just put a big old spotlight on yourself. But it's super fun to hang out with you guys. Japanuary on Letterboxd. People do Japanuary. That's funny. That's a good theme. Okay, James Timmons will be James from Florida. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the 2 Jameses. Why are so many people named James? And the Phantom says people all do Christmas in July. And I could talk about some Christmas horror movies. I could, but I'm going to be busy in July because I still have like 25 recommendations from you guys to watch. Well, okay. I guess I'm going to wrap this up because my camera, I'm using like my nice camera as my webcam, and it only does this for like 90 minutes or something, I think. Top 5 horniest Italian movies ever? I might have to use the word sleaziest, because that's usually the word I use to describe those dirty movies. How did I get here? Oh, Kate says that 2B20 is great until the shock ending. Why do people do that? Thanks to the warning, though. I mean, that's what happens, I guess, when she's a very young-looking person in playing erotic roles. I suppose that would happen sometimes. Hey, Subjective Perspective Collective. I'm actually wrapping up. I'm so sorry. My voice is gone. Thank you, Brian, for all of your support. It's been, what's even a word? Invaluable. Is that a good word? Thanks, Floydster. Thanks for your recommendations. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. It's sad to say goodbye. Have a great weekend, Katie. You too, Nicholas. My Canadian friend. You're Canadian, right? Okay, yeah, thanks. Subjective perspective. On my last stream, I did not put like the live chat replay on it, but this one will also have the chat replaying if you watch the video replay. So, yeah, Canada. I need to watch more Canadian movies that aren't Lifetime movies. The Phantom says, in the words of Ron Slater from Dazed and Confused, check you later. Thank you, all of you, for coming. Thank you, Michelle, for the super, what's the thing called? A super chat? The super things in the super chat. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Have a good Saturday night. Go do something, or why do I say that? I'm not doing anything. Go do something you like. Guten Nacht. Bye. Okay, I'm ending it. Bye. It's sad, but I'm ending it now.